Mike Hill, Sharon Reed, back with you. This Dave Chappelle situation with the transgender community doesn't seem to want to go away. Chappelle addressed it yesterday. We heard Lauren talking about it earlier in her headlines, I should say, having a list of demands about how he would actually meet with the transgender community. He said he didn't turn down a meeting with them. Here's what he had to say about the overall situation and why it's happening. He has nothing to do, according to him, with the LGBTQ community.
Do not blame the LGBTQ community for any of this. This has nothing to do with them. It's about corporate interests and what I can say and what I cannot say.
All right, so Sharon, he said he has a list of demands. He said, first and foremost, you will not summon me. You will not tell me where to go. So he'll meet with them, but he's not going to go where they tell him to go. And then secondly, he said, you have got to watch my special, The Closer, from beginning to end. Something that I brought up earlier. Like, have you seen it? So if you're criticizing it, and it's your right to criticize if you've seen it, but have you seen it and heard exactly what he had to say? Because a lot of things that they're talking about, it seemed like he already addressed.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I love what he said, and don't tell me where to go. And this has nothing to do with LGBTQ or not. I just love when a black man says, no, you don't tell me what to do, okay? That said, doesn't it make perfect sense that you should at least watch what you're criticizing? And I do think there's a healthy amount of people who will sit up and discuss it all day and haven't seen any of it. Criticize it, you discuss it. But when you criticize it and go in so heavily, and maybe you'd come out feeling the same way. But he just said that's an easy one right there. Right. I hope people could stipulate to that one. And I just think that when it comes to Dave Chappelle, he is so on point. He is so targeted. And perhaps it is some kind of a corporate scheme to shut him up and sit him down. Because remember, this is not the first time he's responded this way. The last time he did it, I believe, was when he just simply walked away. You don't owe me no matter how much money you pay. I will leave and I'll come back if I want to or not at all. So that to me was a form of protest as well. It really, really is. And one of his other demands was, and that was the punchline. Who did he say you have to also admit or stipulate is not funny? Yeah. Who is it?
I can't. I think it's a transgender comedian that he basically said you have to admit that she's not funny. I can't remember who the name. Hannah Gadsby. That's who it is. Hannah. But see, that's the comedian. That's the punchline. And that was funny. And some people even got upset about that because, look, I had never heard of Hannah Gadsby before, but he gave her so much publicity that it's actually going to do good and be good for her career.
Beautiful.
I'm pretty sure she got a large fan base out there anyway, but it was a punchline. He's a comedian at the end of the day, and he's a very smart comedian. And once again, everything I've been saying before about it, it's like he's been talking about the LGBTQ community and transgender and all the different aspects of culture and society in past specials. And now you're upset about this one, which once again, we talk about your feelings. If you feel a certain way, I can't tell you how to feel. And if it makes you feel a certain way, obviously, and I did something to do that, I have to apologize for that. But did you actually hear what I said? Because if somebody told you or you looked at a headline that somebody blared out there just so it could be clickbait, but you didn't read the story, then I'll have an issue with that. And I think Dave is correct. Let me know what exactly you're mad about. Tell me precisely what I said that made you so upset, and let's discuss it. And when we discuss, we'll both listen to one another so that we can solve this situation.
Well, the only thing I would disagree with is I don't have to apologize, neither does Dave Chappelle. If you want to feel a certain kind of way and you have not educated yourself or availed yourself to the content, then I don't know what to tell you. You and I get it all the time. Why don't you talk about reparations? Shut up and sit down.
I know, right?
Okay? Now, unless you're watching every minute, every single day, how would you even know that? Okay? And now, if you want to say, I wish you'd talk more about reparations, I guess we could have a discussion about that. But you sound like a fool when you sit there and shout in all caps on social media, and you're just butt naked wrong. So I don't know if those who oppose his special And I hope it's just his special and not the man, because as I said, when this controversy first erupted, Dave Chappelle is an ally, an underdog and an ally who's on top of the comedic world. But that he's still a black man in America. And I think his content, his humor is thought-provoking. If anything, it makes us talk, makes us think, and makes us discuss. Isn't that what comedy's supposed to do?
And you heard what he said. He's got an issue
Besides
with.
make us laugh?
He said he doesn't have a problem with the LGBTQ community, and he said for the most part they don't have a problem with him. He's got a problem with another part of the community, which has a problem with both of our communities in a sense. So yeah, and you're right about the whole situation. Look at the whole segment. They'll take a clip of what we say on Instagram, on Twitter, and then they'll start going off like, oh, you didn't do this, or blah blah blah. You're not black. And I'm like, but if you looked at the show, you will see that we addressed that numerous times. But because you saw one clip, all of a sudden you're going to jump to a conclusion and make this huge overall broad judgment about something, but you're not educated, or you didn't educate yourself enough to come to the party or come to the situation and actually address it the right way, because you didn't know everything that we had said or everything that Dave Chappelle had said.
And guess what?
I agree with you totally on that.
Like Chappelle, I'm going to keep on talking. I said what I said. Bill Cosby should have had his conviction overturned. Bill Cosby should not be subjected to this selective prosecution of a black man. And Bill Cosby's still a predator. Okay? So caption that, push it out on social media, and I'll take a nap after the show. You won't bother me at all.